All rise. Judge Dragon presiding. You may be seated. We got to get some things done today. You may be seated. Where's my bailiffs? My bailiffs in the house. Yes, I got my bailiffs in the house, okay? I got, thank you, bailiff, Aretha and Elizabeth for joining Judge Dragon. We got Ugmo back on the docket. We got her back on the docket. All right, we got her back on the docket. I'm not understanding why she can't keep her ass off out of my courtroom. This gonna be a good one now. This gonna be a good one because I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. Got to get my gavel. Got to get, I got to hit my stuff. Got to get my gavel. Order in the court. I want order, okay? We got some issues going on. I need to focus. My focus ain't coming in. My lens ain't coming in. Focus. I tell you the truth. The judge just got a lot to do today. Judge got a lot to do today. Thank you, bailiffs, for giving me this. I got to see what's on the docket. I tell you, I know she on there. I know she done did some stuff she ain't got no business doing. Yeah, I'm about ready to sentence her to the. I mean, she about ready to go to the fire pit. I'm about ready to cremate her. On top of cremate, I want to cremate her ashes. That's how bad I want to burn her behind up. I'm sick of her, y'all. I'm really sick of her. I am so sick of this child. I'm so sick of her. I don't know what to do. Ugmo, I'm just so sick of you. I'm so doggone sick of your ass. Okay? Now, this is what she did. Let me read the charges. Okay? Before I start charging you with some stuff, she went on to talk about the Me Too movement. And she went on and had said some things about the Me Too movement. She said that, it's not dead. It's very much alive. She just had a lot to say about some stuff. And she was talking about the verdict. About the Me Too verdict when it came to Johnny Depp case. Now, we done caught Ugmo in about 5 or 6 lies. And we're going to have to sit up there and we're going to have to put her down. All right? Welcome, everybody. Make sure y'all hit the like button, okay? When y'all come in my courtroom, wipe your feet at the door, okay? Or you will exit. You will be charged in contempt, okay? If you don't wipe your feet off at the door, I will hold you in contempt. All right? And I will fine you, okay? I will fine you if you don't wipe your feet off at the door. All right? Because that's just how I have to do it. I have to run my courtroom. All right? I have to run my courtroom. Now, let's see what she did. I got a lot of stuff I'm going to show y'all. But I want to do it in kind of order. I want to do it in order because we got to get some stuff together. Now, she sat up there and let me see. Let me look this up. Let me look up what Ugmo did. Ugmo do so much stuff. I just tell you. Okay, so the People magazine, all right, right here. And let me see if I think it's big enough for you guys to see. Let me it shouldn't matter if she off the screen or not. You guys should still be able to see this. Yeah, I'm going to blow it up and cover her up too. Yeah. Okay, so Ugmo had decided She said the Me Too founder, okay, Ugmo, says that the Me Too remains in much alive despite Johnny Depp verdict. Right? So let's listen, because it's not alive, it's dying. The Me Too movement isn't dead. The system is dead. Really. Tarana Burke said after the verdict was revealed in Johnny Depp case, defamation, okay, Me Too originator Tarana Burke is confident that the movement will persist regardless of the verdict reached in the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard defamation case. On Wednesday, a 7-person jury, all right, and let me take this down, consists of 5 men and 2 women, found that Depp and Heard liable for defamation, but decided mostly with Depp. He was awarded over $10 million in damages. And while she got $2 million, Depp and his fans celebrated the verdict, with the actor saying the jury gave me life back in a statement. Heard called the decision a setback for women, okay? Her lawyer and said the actress planned to appeal the verdict. All right. Some people on social media and their actions on Wednesday afternoon claimed the verdict signaled an end to the Me Too era. However, activist Arthur Burke of the movement back in 2006 helped survivors of sexual violence, which she's, abused, shared their story, said in a statement on Twitter, it is very much alive still. That's not true. Tarana, your movement is going to hell. All right. And I'm going to explain to you why it's going to hell. The movement isn't dead. The system is dead, she wrote. This is a same legal system that y'all have been relying on for justice and accountability for decades to no avail. When the verdict you want, the movement works. When you don't, it's dead. Okay? When Harvey went to jail, it was Me Too winning. When Bill came home, it was a blow. Me Too is losing. She continued, in the meantime, millions of people who have never been able to utter those words, it happened to me, have released the shame that wasn't theirs to carry in the first place. We have built this country's first political agenda, created solely by survivors. And for the first time since Anita Hill took the stand 3 decades ago, we've had to sustain national dialogue about not just sexual harassment, but the spectrum of sexual violence in this country. She added that, in addition, various laws and policies passed, etc., this movement is very much alive. No, it's not. It's very much dying. Okay, it's on life support. Burke said, it becomes sport for some to try to halt the movement and or minimize it simply to a hashtag. All you want to play ping pong and have your way with the hashtag because it doesn't mean anything to you. So you try to kill it every few months, but it means something to millions of folks. It means freedom. It means community. It means safety. It means power. You can kill us. You can't kill us. We are beyond the hashtag, she concluded, and we are a movement. Okay. And this is what I want to say to that. All right. And I'm going to say some things to that. Right. But before I do, I'm going to take this off. All right. And before I do, and I took that down, regardless of how I feel about her and her movement, I feel that she may have started out with good intentions. But when she found it to be lucrative to go after celebrity men and their money and these women, she found it to be beneficial financially. We've seen a woman come from a very working class income to a whole nother tax bracket. And there's nothing wrong. I've always said on these YouTube streets, there's nothing wrong with making money. Even if your movement or organization is profitable, but you have to help the people. If you help the people in the right way, then the movement can be profitable. Something like the Red Cross, you know what I mean? and those things. And they say that people have issues with the Red Cross. However, if you are in need of blood and they have it and things of that nature, you got it. And they work with many hospitals. So the work solidifies itself. When you do the work, it solidifies itself. But the problem with your movement, Tarana Burke, that you said is very much alive, is very much alive to those who still fighting for this movement. But the movement is definitely on life support. It's definitely on life support, and it is dying, okay? It is dying. And Johnny Depp has put, Cosby put a blow to it, but Johnny Depp really put it on life support, okay? And one of the things I found you to be very hypocritical on, but we're going to wait on that, right? We're going to wait on why and before I start charging you, because I want to let the people know what the case is all about before I start sentencing you and reading off the charges to which you are charged with, okay? So in this Johnny Depp case, this is what was happening, okay? This is my channel, all right? This is my channel. I own this, so I can play this, okay? I own this, and I can play this. This is my footage, right? And so let's listen to what the questions that that the lawyer in Johnny Depp was saying. Let's listen to this, and let's refresh our minds from a few weeks ago.
Mr. Depp's messages have been redacted.
All right, any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, 120E in evidence, you can publish.
Starts with a text message from you to Mr. Depp on September 26, 2015, right?
That is correct.
And you write, "Monster is back. This is him." Did I read that right?
That is correct.
And then in the next message you write, quote, "Ran away, first sign of trouble. This is not the man you promised you would be." Did I read that correctly?
That is correct.
Then in the next one down you write, "Promised, swore to me you would be."
That is
Right?
correct. The non-monster.
I'll never forget my daughter's first daddy-daughter dance.
Sorry about that.
When she came out as transgender, I
Miss Heard, you're talking about Mr. Depp running away from you at the first sign of trouble, aren't you?
No, I'm recognizing the clues at this point. When he would run away at the first sign of trouble, often that was a clue for me to know that he was back using again and that we were about to enter the next phase of the cycle.
And you describe his running away from you as the monster, right?
That wasn't what was the monster. The monster is the man who beat me up. The running away was just attached to that. It was a sign, a signal to me, as a clue, as somebody trying to put together clues that we were entering into that phase.
But in these messages, Miss Heard,
Exactly.
monster isn't Mr. Depp doing drugs, is it?
It was always the man who did drugs and beat me up. Yes, that's always been the monster.
That's not what you're saying in these messages.
That is exactly what I'm saying in the messages.
You don't describe Mr. Depp being violent, do you?
I do not describe that in this text message, no.
So it's a cowardly monster this time.
No.
And going down the page, you write a long series of text messages to Mr. Depp that don't get a response. Is that correct?
That is correct.
You write, "Come grown, face the shit, and we can do anything." You go on a little later to say, "Please come home. Let's apologize to each together." And continuing on page 77, you write, "Not go to bed mad." And then you say, "Sound okay? Sound like the priority in the long run? Come home. Don't be the monster. Be the man. Please. Please call me. Please." Continuing on page 78. You write, "I don't want the monster. I need my man. I need to talk to you. Please, Johnny. Don't force me to be something else to you. This is taking me for granted and I can never stop before this turns into something far darker."
And that was the nice one that I had decided to. That was the nice video that I had decided to share. That was the one where she was talking about some threatening him like, you better call me back. Because if you don't, you go get these hands again. Now, in that Johnny Depp case, Tarana, Depp had a couple black eyes. They had pictures of that. Depp had some scratches on his face. Depp had ran to the bathroom and she chased him in there. Depp had his clothes thrown off a balcony. Depp had all these things had to him. She said that she told him, she admitted to hitting him. She said, I didn't punch you, I hit you. Quit being a baby. These are the things, Tarana, that Amber Heard and the case had revealed. This is what the shit that the jury, heard. I heard. Thousands of people who watch my videos heard. And now we're hearing it again today. There were pictures of his face being fucked up. And then she said that Johnny wears these rings, which we all see these rings, big ass rings, brass knuckle rings. Rings that if a man already being that he is, if he hit her with his bare hands, he can hurt her severely. Let alone with the rings. With the rings. If he hit her, like he had hit the person on the set that's supposed to be in this new lawsuit, Tarana, like he hit that man. If he hit her like that with those rings on, she said that she just used makeup to cover it up. That's what she said. That's what she said, Tarana. She said that, yeah, he hit me. I just used some makeup. With some 3 rings. Big ass gonky rings. So with the force of a man and 3 rings on his fingers, 3 or 4, because almost all his hands is filled with rings. Not small rings, big ass rings. So that was nothing that makeup would have done if he would have hit her with his bare hands, let alone a fist full of rings. This is why the jury sided more in her favor. This jury here heard and seen the evidence. Unlike the ones in the R. Kelly case and in the Bill Cosby case, these were not Milgram effect jurors. These were jurors that actually seen what went on. And you is a big liar, Tarana Burke. You is a big liar, and I'm going to expose your black behind today. And let alone I'm charging you with being a compulsive liar. Order in the court. Order in the court. I'm tired of you. So we're going to sit up there and see what you have known to lie about. What you have known to say and do. And I have to talk through this. Fair use. Okay, this is the Daily Travel Noah Show. Fair use. All right. And this here, I have to talk through it because I'm going to show you what she was saying on this particular case when it came to R. Kelly. Now, this is her talking about R. Kelly.
People say, but it's the music, it's not him. Why was that so important to you?
Well, first, I didn't start the Mute R. Kelly, so I want to be clear about that. I have been talking about and speaking out against R. Kelly like a number of black women for years. Mute R. Kelly is a campaign that was started by these 2 other black women that I support really enthusiastically. But the issue is not just about R. Kelly. The way that he makes his money is through his music and through performances. If we continue to support him, he uses that money to the detriment of these black and brown girls that he's been preying on for 20 years. And it's about making sure.
And that is not true. That is not true. He make his money in the way that we all make our money. If you say that he liked these young girls, then when he started making his money, they wasn't even born. Then you say people been sitting up there talking about R. Kelly for years. But women been talking about him for years, many years. Really? Really? They've been talking about R. Kelly for years. Interesting that you say that, Tarana. Interesting that you say that, because I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to remind you, Tarana. I'm going to have to remind you of some things, because you seem to not understand some things. Okay? You seem not to understand some things, right? And I just think that it's so ironic that people say the stuff that they say, do the stuff that they do, talk the stuff that they talk, and they really don't pay attention to shit, right? They really don't. And I'm going to try this. Let me see if I can find this, okay? I'm going to see if I can find this. No, it's not there. Let me see. I'm going to try to find this and show you some things. Because a lot of time the truth comes with people, right? And truth come with people. Let me see. Let's see. Here we go. Let me look at this. Hold on. I just want to make sure. Okay. So we have these damn pop-ups. We have like stuff like this happens where he goes. Women, men, everywhere else. And this is post his first trial. And all these women are on him. He can't go anywhere, be a normal person. And yet you talking about some women been talking about this and trying to stop him for many decades. You just lie. You just lie. And see, the thing about being on TV and social media and everything, Tarana Burke, is that we can discredit everything that somebody say. For every action is a reaction. For every word is a reword. It's a counteraction and everything else, right? And you seem to sit up there and just lie about some things. But we're going to keep on listening to you talk, okay? And how you just try to destroy men, particularly your own men. How you sold out to do that. And that's exactly what you did. On the premise of you're helping little black girls in the neighborhood, or these little black girls in this, but and that's not true. And that's not true, because a lot of the times, okay, you didn't do that. You didn't help a known little girl in the neighborhood. You didn't help this particular girl. You didn't do this with this particular person. You didn't do it. And you should have. And you should have. Because you was in Surviving R. Kelly, trying to get R. Kelly so bad that you were in a documentary with him. And her parents said they reached out to you and you didn't do anything about it. I am charging you here on Judge Dragon as being a fraud. Order in the court. Order in the court. I'm charging you as being a fraud. Using little black girls like this, because this is a real little black girl in the neighborhood. She's still in the hood. This little girl did not write a book. This little girl did not do nothing. That she actually went to the damn hospital the night of the assault. She went and seen a doctor, had a police report and everything. He was charged with some things with a minor and he was found guilty. And he was older. And yet he still has a show. He's still on the Breakfast Club and your movement didn't come after him. Order in the court. Order in the court. You said that Your movement was to help little black girls in the neighborhood. You said you didn't know about Charlemagne the God. You said, but when you found out, you didn't make no fuss about it. Order in the court. When you found out, you didn't talk ill about him. You didn't say anything about Charlemagne as you did with R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. And you had your black behind in the documentary with her predator. A real predator that was faking as if he helping little girls and he just despised. And that's what a lot of these men do. They act as if they so for these little girls and they the ones who are the predator. We seen the daddy and what he liked. Why would the father of one of supposed R. Kelly girlfriend turned victim, father like any porn? Because it ain't nothing wrong with liking porn, okay? If you like porn, you like porn. I've watched some porn. There ain't nothing wrong with liking porn. You gotta keep up on the new positions. However, I'm not watching nothing that says incest. The word of them saying incest is a turnoff. Because I'm not about that dude. You know, if it's just a man and a woman having some traditional sex and she performing and he performing some different tricks, okay, we down with this. Honey, let's try what they doing. But if you got some porn and it says some incest stuff and you went in the public and telling people that your daughter was a victim of some things, that just doesn't seem right. It just rubbed me the wrong way. And yet you was taking pictures with them folk, with them Clarice, with all them alleged accusers and surviving R. Kelly. And your movement didn't say nothing about him. You didn't fight to get him off the Breakfast Club. You didn't fight to sit up there and take the Netflix, the documentary down. It went down because nobody want to see the shit no more because of the simple fact I believe what the hell we say on YouTube is making a point. It's slow, but it's making this point. Order in the court. Order in the court. I don't see you giving back to the communities. What you do is something contrary. But let's go back to listen to what you say, because there's some more charges on your ass that I'm going to find you guilty of. You just keep it up. You just keep it up. But we're going to keep watching you. We're going to keep watching you. Let's listen some more to what this heifer said on the Trevor Noah. Let's listen some more.
He doesn't have the resources to do that, but it's also because he symbolizes a greater thing. There are R. Kellys in our neighborhoods, in our communities, in our schools.
No, the hell they're not. There's nobody like that in our neighborhoods that just becoming rich and can sing. What are you saying, not R. Kelly's in our neighborhood? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Tarana Burke, what does that mean? R. Kelly's in the neighborhood. I'm not understanding. There's a lot of Charlemagne the guys in the neighborhood because when he did what he did to her, they were in the neighborhood. There's a lot of see the guys in the neighborhood. You know, your friend. It's a lot of them in the neighborhood. I don't see nobody like R. Kelly running around my goddamn hood. But let's keep it moving. That's a lie.
In our churches, he represents a thing that we can't touch, we can't stop, we cannot get people to pay attention to the plight of sexual violence against Black and brown girls.
Sexual violence? Sexual violence against Black or brown girls. This is what she says, sexual violence against Black or brown girls. Interesting. Interesting that you said that. Interesting that we have this selected outrage. Interesting that we go after who we want to go after. You know, I just showed you a picture of P. Diddy dating a younger girl. R. Kelly, 2 years older than P. Diddy. P. Diddy, 52, R. Kelly, 54. And the girl that P. Diddy is dating is 2 years older than Joycelyn. She's 28, Joycelyn 26. So they the same amount of age apart. Nobody like you is making an outrage about Diddy dating her. She's just dating an older man. But when it came to Joycelyn Savage, she brainwashed. Order in the court for the double standard. Order in the court. I don't find this funny today. This is why I mix Judge Dragon with my commentary. This is not funny when somebody's life is on the line and their freedom is taken. You want to be surprised because he has a lot of money. It's hard to touch him. You look at people's finances and did some investigating work and found out if they lost money and things of that nature. Because Tarana, you are one of the worst of the worst. You are worst of the worst. And it's so many black people hang themselves down with the left. The very far left party, the Democratic Party, the party that is down with the LGBT. Your friends. All your friends have all these movements and things of that nature and down with that particular movement and support that particular movement. They are the very same friends that protect you and want to defund the police. You want to defund the police, but you want these men to go to jail because the women say so. But let's listen to what else you had to say on the Trevor Noah show. Let's listen to some more lies.
And R. Kelly is a perfect example of it.
No, he's
Do you
not.
think that-
No, he's not.
If R. Kelly's victims were a different race, there would have been a movement that was far more powerful against him?
I think if R. Kelly's victims were white girls, I think if they were black boys, that there would be a movement against him that would have.
Did y'all hear that? Let me show y'all that. I'm going to show y'all that. I'm going to show y'all that heifer. Okay. Let's listen to that again.
White girls,
Let's-
I think if they were black boys, that there would be a movement
Oh
against
my
him
goodness.
that would have.
Black boys. Black boys. So now black boys has precedence over black girls. You see how they throwing your sons away? You see how they she just threw your sons away. If they were black boys. So what are they doing that we talk about? What do they put on my damn YouTube that I just stopped? Did y'all not see when I played my own video that they had that transgender commercial on there? They know what the fuck I talk about on my YouTube channel. So why would they put that shit on my channel? Because YouTube know exactly what they're doing. They're aggravating you. I do not support that. I do not support that ad, but they put it there. That's one of the reasons, that's one of the things Kwame Brown was talking about. When you don't support something, they go against their own community guidelines by aggravating the situation to put those particular ads on your shit. I don't support transgender anything. God has made his stance on who he created. There's nothing that a human can do. Because the last time it was Sodom and Gomorrah, he wiped the earth clean out. And I ain't trying to get wiped out over a lifestyle that don't have nothing to do with me. Yet, they put that commercial there. I wish them damn people would leave the kids alone. Let children be children. But these children that can change their whole sex, the little black boys can be little girls like Zion or Zaya, Dwayne Wade's son, daughter, or like Magic Johnson's son, daughter. But they can't be heterosexual boys that grow up to be heterosexual men. So you gonna put little black boys in that? Are you really serious? With all of the injustice that we have been complaining about with the police department with little black boys and driving while black, you're going to say that they have precedence over little black girls. Break my heart. But I'm going to have to sentence your ass for being a hypocrite, a stereotype, a liar, fraud. You are a fraud. And many people say, oh, you do a lot of work. You're a fraud. You are a fraud to your own race and to your own culture. You are mostly a sellout. Order in the court. Order in the court. And I can't wait to keep charging you and throw you out of my courtroom. I'm going to burn you up. I'm going to just douse you with gasoline and lighter fluid and set you on fire and walk away. In hell you will go and burn for eternity. Make no sense. Let's keep listening to this liar, this big, fat, hypocrite liar. That's what she is, a liar.
My guest tonight is an Emmy.
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm not like those other hotels.
Let me get this.
I'm what you call boutique.
My guest tonight is an Emmy. Primaries are coming up, but you
Why is this coming back?
in a movement that was far more powerful against him.
I think if R. Kelly's victims were white girls, I think if they were black boys, that there would be a movement against
That
him.
is such a
would,
lie.
That would have started and
That is
ended
such a
10,
lie.
15, 20 years ago.
Wow.
No.
And specifically because it's black and brown girls, that it has been slow because we think about black and brown girls differently.
It's interesting because
That is such
I see
what?
these parallels.
What? We think about black and brown girls differently. Really? That's how you think of her? Why didn't you, when she reached out to your movement, why didn't you say anything? Because you was in the documentary with her predator? We think about brown and black girls differently. Well, what about you, Tarana? And this is not just any black girl. This is a black girl that has been victimized by a high-profile, personality that she was in a documentary with. So this is not just the average little black girl. This is one that is solidified to be with a big brand like See the God and a big platform like The Breakfast Club on the podcast show, the biggest podcast show out there that she has been on, and they've been on a damn documentary together on Lifetime. So this is not like just a little black girl, I can't help them all. This is the little black girl, because it was Charlamagne the God that was her predator, allegedly. That was her predator, allegedly. Okay? Still got to say that stuff. And yet you didn't do anything. You were working with him. So how are you going to tell Trevor Noah that it's been a difference with little black girls when you did the same thing that you're talking about? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm going to break this stuff down. Y'all know what I do. That's what I do. I break stuff down. I show y'all what people do wrong and what they say and stuff like that. That's what I do here. And it doesn't make no sense. It doesn't make no difference. It doesn't make nothing at all. Because I am going to sit up there. I'm just going to sit up there and do that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense that this has happened. Okay? Because you need to burn in hell, Tarana Burke. You need to burn in hell because this is what you do. This is what you said. And then this is the shit that you do. This is the shit that you say. And you lie.
R. Kelly's victims were white girls. I think if they were black boys, that they would be.
Really? You think that white girls and black boys? Really? That's what you think?
I think specifically because it's black and brown girls, they have been slow.
It's interesting because I see these parallels across many groups. You know, there isn't one particular group where there is more preying or there is more sexual assault.
Right.
It feels like you find this across cultures. But one thing I've come, and you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I've come to find that predominantly in cultures of color, there is an idea that we shouldn't speak about these things. I remember growing up, you know, if an uncle was accused of abusing a young girl, then the girl would get into trouble. How do you begin these conversations in communities of color? How do you get people on your side and realize that the community has to work from the inside?
I feel like I've said this before. We have to be able to hold two truths at the same time, or more than one truth, right? And I'll speak about the Black community specifically. I think in the Black community, we are so focused on the fact that there's a true history of Black men being falsely accused of rape and sexual violence in this country. That's true. There's no question about it. History
And you help with that. And you
but it's also true.
And you
that
also help
every
with that.
community, the people who commit sexual violence, except for the Native community, by and large, are from that community.
Right.
And so if that's true, and we know that Black women are sexually assaulted and victims of sexual violence, then it happens by and large at the hands of Black men.
But what about the little Black boys that is sexually abused by women? See how she is fraudulent with the things that she talks about. She is so fraud with it. She's so fraud with it. And this bastard right here, he is the worst. He is the worst. Oh, he's the worst. Let's listen to this bitch.
Within the Black community and across society. In total, 60 women accused Cosby of rape or sexual misconduct. The accusations run from the 1960s to 2018. Those accusations stopped in 2018 because he was convicted and put inside of a prison.
Really? Are you serious? Did y'all hear that bastard? Did y'all hear what he said about Bill Cosby? He said that the reason why the women are not being abused because Cosby went to jail. He was abusing all the way up until he went to jail. These assaults came and these charges came out in 2014, 2007 or whatever, all this and that. That's when they was starting to come. And then they went and got women back from the 50s and the 60s to come forward and say some shit like that. And all of them wanted to have careers in the arts. And they thought that doing Bill Cosby was going to get their asses a career. But when he took the twat and didn't get them a career that they wanted, okay, they sat up there and said he was a predator. But it took them 50 years to come forward. See, nobody have to be held accountable for that. So in other words, if I say that somebody sexually assault me and I don't say anything for years, and you don't say anything for years, and you don't say anything for years, and you don't say anything for years, and then all of a sudden get this courage to say something when money come about. You understand what I'm saying? When we can now sue for money, now all of a sudden we got courage to come forward. But when we didn't think we was gonna get no money, when there was something that you couldn't even sue about to get no money, everybody now, it wasn't nothing. Or I was scared to come forward. Oh, you were scared to come forward. What changed now? Because they changed the law that you can sue? What changed now? Because they changed the laws now that you can sue your predator for however many years later. And that bastard gonna say he was sexually assaulting people, and the reason why he stopped because he was convicted. He couldn't even see during his trial. From 17 and 18, he wasn't touching nobody, and that he did it anyway, but he couldn't have. He was up in age and everything else. And that son of a bitch on the left, this damn motherfucker right here, on the left, this is a lefty. This is a lefty. This is why I regret being a Democrat right now. They have no cultural obligation. None.
For some, the stories of women not heard and not believed symbolize the challenges survivors of sexual violence face all too often. For those who grew up in America, really, they grew up proud to see Bill Cosby as America's TV dad. Yet those allegations tainted the image of a positive Black father figure. From the 1960s to the Me Too era of today, a lot has...
Me Too era. Me Too era. You heard what he said, Me Too era. It's a Me Too era that had you got to going through all this. We in an era where all these allegations, we can make people mad, and they can find people who you set up there and been with, and they can get them to sit up there and say some things on you. Right? And so, let's look.
All I could think about were the survivors today and what they must be feeling and how gut-wrenching it is. People have to know that very few people who survive sexual violence in this country see any kind of recourse.
Really?
No matter what you believe, whether you believe in the legal system or not, this 1% of all rape cases actually see conviction. Rape cases that actually go to trial see conviction. 1%. So it's very, very rare to see anybody go to jail for.
So you mean to tell me, because if you have evidence that you were sexually violated, you would go to jail? There have been people going to jail falsely accused. So it's not just a 1%. That statistics is a lie. Order in the court. We just caught her in another damn lie. Order in the court. That statistics is a lie. What about the women who have falsely accused men? You don't speak out on that. You don't speak out on men who are falsely accused of rape. You don't speak out on that. And I find that to be a problem. I find that to be very problematic. That you don't speak out on men that are been falsely accused. Not at all.
Former high school football star Brian Banks is helping those who helped prove him that he was wrongly convicted of rape. Banks is joining the California Innocence Project's march. NBC4's Ted Chen caught up with Banks in Malibu.
For Brian Banks, it's not just about football or even freedom. His stop in Malibu today is about his responsibility to others who were also falsely convicted and, unlike him, are still behind bars.
So what are we supposed to do,
really
Tarana Burke?
To help people who don't have help, who have been convicted of crimes that they didn't commit. I was one of those people not too long ago.
It's been years since Banks' exoneration for a rape conviction. He served 5 years in prison and 5 on parole.
What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? What do we do? A crime that he did not commit, that his accuser came out and said that she lied. What do we do about these accusers who lie? You can't say believe women and then you got some that lie, and then the men loses years and decades of their livelihood and there's no repercussions for her. But you're supposed to believe her if she says it. And your black ass still trying to hold on to this Me Too movement because money is making a lot of money. You're making a lot of money off these real victims that didn't, and they still didn't have a courage to make them come forward. They are not coming forward because it's not lucrative for them. Because the plumber down the street or the uncle and their family ain't got no money. But had they been rich, your ass and your black ass would be on the platform like you was when it came to this right here. You will be right there on the damn platform like you here, right here. You right here on this damn platform talking your shit. You talking all your shit, but you ain't talking about when the black man is falsely accused. You ain't talking about the money that they get.
In fact, even if you are of the belief that Bill Cosby shouldn't be in jail, right? Whether you're an abolitionist or you just got ashy politics, if you believe Bill Cosby shouldn't be in jail, that's one thing. But to celebrate for black people is just
why can't nobody celebrate?
Both say, fine.
Why the hell can't nobody celebrate? Somebody coming home from prison, it's good to celebrate. Why wouldn't nobody celebrate that? If I'm sitting up here and I am a Bill Cosby advocate and he's released from a situation that is clearly injustice, then why would I not celebrate? How you gonna tell me what not to do? But Joe and these Me Too and you R. Kelly motherfuckers can celebrate. Y'all can celebrate. I'm getting really sick and tired of you, Tarana. I'm getting really sick and tired of you. I'm getting really sick and tired of you and the things that you are doing. You are the biggest hypocrite that there is. And no one on earth should give to you or Black Lives Matter or the LGBT for that fact. You three organizations, and Emily's List too, and you, R. Kelly, are the biggest hypocrites. And the NAACP for having Gerald Griggs on this. You are the biggest hypocrite to taking down powerful men, particularly black ones, that are going to be sitting up there suffering from this for a long time. And you don't care because it pockets your money. And because you're not spending recklessly like the Black Lives Matter founder, don't mean anything. You stood up there and talk against it. I'm always for victims. Everybody that say they're a victim, not a victim. Because if you really believe that you're for victims, you forgot about the one that reached out to you and you worked with her predator. Let that marinate for a minute. You forgot about that one. Tarana. Somebody tell me something I don't understand. I don't understand why we have to deal with this. Why we have to deal with this. I don't understand why we have to deal with all this type of stuff. This is the type of stuff that we should not have to deal with. Because you are a liar. Now let's see some more stuff that you lied about when it comes to black men.
There are so many misconceptions about Bill Cosby in this case. And one of the big things that I hear from black people all the time is, oh, why they brought all these white women out from 30 and 40 years ago? Well, one, there's a black woman.
Oh, you get one black woman and that solidifies it.
This happened in the new millennium. And his case was on this particular incident.
No, it didn't happen in the millennium.
To show a pattern of abuse over 40, 50 years. But his case, he went to jail because he admitted out of his own mouth in a deposition that he drugged and raped this woman.
No, he did not.
Who we're going to see. And I think we need to hear that, right? We need to hear. I know it's...
No, but
that is a liar.
We don't want to accept it.
He did not admit that shit. You lying black ass broad. You one lying black ugly ass KRS looking motherfucker. You is a big liar. Order in the court. Now I'm calling you out your name because you gonna sit up there and lie and say that man in a deposition admitted to raping, drugging and raping. What he admitted to Tarana was giving her drugs. They were doing drugs. In other words, if I and my husband smoke a joint, we're giving it and we puff give. Before it was all illegal, we doing drugs. If we decide to pop ecstasy and we popping together and I give him some or he give me some, we're doing drugs. So if you say, if we get in trouble and we get caught and they say, well, did you give him drugs? Well, yeah. And then we had sex, you can't say that it's rape. Because who's to say that he got to ask permission for her? How you know she ain't got to ask permission for him? He's the celebrity. He's the one that's rich. He don't have to benefit raping her. This is what they do. This is what they said. This is what they said. They said that he admitted to drugging and raping. And that's far from the truth, you guys, because I have the fucking deposition. Just like R. Kelly case, that is farther from the truth. I'm so sick of everybody saying he admitted it. He didn't admit shit. He admitted that they were using drugs. We're getting high. He in Hollywood, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Why is it that because me and you get high and you of age, why is it he say, oh yeah, well if I get her high, she gonna get loose and give me some? Why the hell is that considered rape? If you know you get high and you get easy, then you shouldn't be fucking, let alone being around a man when you doing drugs or getting high or even taking it. And Andrea Constance said, well, I did, he gave it to me. So he gave it to you. Now which is it? Did he slip it in your fucking drink? Or did he give you drugs and you took it? What about accountability? What happened to accountability? How is it that it's his fault that your grown ass did drugs and got hot, gave him some, and now your ass talk about some it was rape? Talk about some when a woman is under the influence, she can't consent. Well, motherfucker, it ain't just one person under the influence. He was under the influence too. Who made it seem that her motherfucking pussy is better than his dick? I'm just asking here. In other words, they're two consenting adults and they're both getting high. So who's to say that she is the more vulnerable one? Who's to say that? When you walk into the room, we both were sober. We decided to drink, we decided to get high, we decided to fuck. It happens. Now, why is it that he got to be the response? That's a double standard like a motherfucker. Because you know where you put yourself into. When you go into a man's room, y'all drinking, y'all getting high, you feeling him, he feeling you. You can't tell me women don't want to fuck. Order in the court. Order in the court. Because if that was the case, babies wouldn't be born. Why is it that he got to? I'm so sick of people saying that double standard shit. Well, when a woman does it, she can't consent. So you mean to tell me ain't no woman got high and got horny? Ain't none of y'all motherfuckers out there and got high and got horny. So you gonna sit up there and say that me being horny, I can't fuck because now I can't consent. He can be high and he can fuck, but I can't. So if he say, well, you want to do it, I'll be like, yeah, baby, I'm ready for it. You know, I'm high, I'm buzzing, you buzzing, let's get it going. Nah, we can't do that. Oh, no, baby, because you high, you can't consent. So next time you and your woman go out and she feeling good and have a couple drinks, you better remember, men, she can't consent. She can't consent. Y'all can be at the fucking bar, you buying her drinks all night, you sipping all goddamn night, but she the vulnerable one. She can't consent. This is the false and fake shit that they do all the damn time, and I'm really sick of this shit. I'm getting so sick of this shit. I'm so sick of this lying ass double standard. She cannot consent, and he did not say that. If I was in that damn room, me and that woman would have got to fighting. Me and that woman would have got to fighting. When I'm telling y'all, I'm so passionate about my men, even though they don't treat me right all the time. But it ain't about how they treat me. It's a whole culture that I'm trying to help. And I only can do a little bit or a fraction. But this broad right here is trying to take it down for the dollar bill that she's getting. Okay? Because she thought if there were white women, it wouldn't be one. Well, you just said that it was 60 fucking white women with Bill Cosby. Hypocrite, lying. Lying. Let somebody tell the truth on that. Let somebody sit up there and acknowledge that shit. Let somebody say that. Let me play this Jericho song louder. I got to take a break on this. This shit here that's worse than GX 233. All right? That's some bullshit. I just can't understand why the hell she feel the need that he ain't got to sit up there and do that. You know, like, oh, baby, I'm sorry. You know, we out there having a drink. We at the bar, but, you know, I can't get you too drunk because you can't consent to sex. I want to get wasted. No, baby, you only can have 2. Well, I'm not high yet. But I want to feel good, too. I want to feel good drinking. I want you to make me feel good later on. No, but you can't consent. I'm a grown-ass woman. I know what the fuck I'm here to do. See, that's the problem with y'all. You get what I'm saying? The problem with you women is that you motherfucking emotional. If you go fuck, you should fuck for your own pleasure, not to be getting something out of it. You should be able to get it on your own. That's what a boss bitch does, okay? And you should be able to enjoy the sex of a man as God intended. And if he want to do anything for you, that would be something that he want to do on his own. But you sit up there, lay on your backs, get on your knees, and then when these rich ass men don't give you what you want to have a sexual assault, and you got these weak ass motherfucking people that sit up there and say it is sexual assault because he's the rich one, he's the dominant one. It ain't nobody's fault that your motherfucking ass can't think. It ain't nobody's motherfucking fault that because he's rich, he got to be the one to sit up there and pacify you. When you are the one who would sit up there and lay on a man's back because he's rich. And if you didn't do his back, you would did somebody else and somebody else and somebody else. And because they found out, even before the word thought came out, you was a 60s and a 50s thought. And you didn't get that part, you didn't get that movie role, you ain't become an actress, it ain't his motherfucking fault, okay? You should have got the movie role first, all right? You should have got it first. You should have not have been a groupie. That's the problem. Now we want to make groupies as victims. And when are we in a society to where being a victim is glorified? This is called the Me Too movement? You want to say we're survivors. No, bitch. You're glorifying victimhood. If you're glorifying victimhood, it's not surviving. Okay? It's not surviving. Not at all. Because all your victims and the ones you call victims, they wrote books. They go on the war shows. Oh, they do all kinds of shit. They do all kinds of shit. Yeah, they write books. This is what your victims do. This is what the fuck your victims do. They do all kinds of shit. And on that very same talk show that I'm not going to even show no more, she sat up there and said, oh, Geronda, when she was talking about R. Kelly on this one, oh, she's the worst. Did you see Geronda Pace? She looks so young. Oh my God. Oh, really? Oh, really? Did she look young like this? Let's see how young she looked. Let's see how young Tarana she was talking about. You mean she looked like this? This what she looked like? Let's see. Where's that? There you go. Let me make me down. This how she looked when she was fucking around with R. Kelly. This what you talking about, Geronda Pace right here? This the one you said she looked so young? This is what you was talking about? Huh? Is this what you talking about, girl? This what you was talking about? I'm just trying to keep it a buck. Is this what you're talking about? You have to sit there and let me know what you're talking about now, because I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding. This is what you talking about. Oh, she looks so young. Well, yeah, I guess she was. She ain't got no wig on when she went on the reel. You right, Tarana. She looks so young. Ooh, R. Kelly. Oh my God, Tarana looks so young. Oh yeah, because he a predator. He like him little. He like him young. She had to lie about her age, that she was of age, but he like him young. Like, that's like saying I like hot and cold. You know what I'm saying? I like to be hot and cold on one side of my body, then the other side. Like, your body don't go that way. Because if it does, you're sick. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, either R. Kelly like him young, underage, or he don't. Either 18 is the age of consent or it's not. I mean, like, what are we talking here? You know what I mean? Because you guys on the reel made her look like she was 12. I mean, you put her on a canary shirt. You got her hair in pigtails. You made sure she had no earrings, no lashes on, no colored lip gloss. Oh, you really made her look 12 years old. Because this is what you want the public to see. This is what you want to perceive of him. Oh, he's so young. You help with the narrative, the false ass, lying ass narrative. Narratives are lies, okay? Narratives are lies. Because let me tell you what they do. Let me tell you what they did, right? Injustice at his best. Because this is your Geronda Pace that R. Kelly was fucking, okay? If anything, This is the one she was looking at. That looked like two different goddamn women. All right? The one in the green, oh, she getting dick. She getting it all. She getting it so much motherfucking so that even when she would sit up there so-called with R. Kelly or was with him and everything like that, I'm going to tell y'all the truth now. Even when she was supposedly be with R. Kelly, she even admitted talking to one of the alleged accusers' last lying parents. Oh, I fuck Bubba too. But the government don't want you to bring that up. The government put in motions to make sure you don't bring that up. In motions in limine and all, they don't want to bring that up. Because I find it to be ironic that your little girl that's 12, Tarana, you know, the 12-year-old Geronda Page, you know, she got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 babies, right? So, anyway, she's fucking his friend, supposedly fucking him. The friend don't go to jail, right? The friend don't go to jail. But R. Kelly is in jail. Now, they run all in the same circle. She met R. Kelly through the nigga that she said she was fucking. Yet, he not on trial. Yet, Homeland Security and the FBI didn't arrest him. No. But she's fucking him. See, that's what she's doing. And Tarana Burke, you ain't going after him. Why you not going after Bubba, Tarana? I'm sure you see all the shit we're talking. Order in the court. Order in the court for you being just the biggest fraud that there ever is. I don't understand why no one is petitioning to take your organization down, your website down, and to stop you from practicing this fake, fraudulent outcry that you have coming out here in the world thinking that you're helping little black girls in the neighborhood, because it's one particular one that you did not help. It's one that you worked with her predator, and we're going to keep her right here by you. We're going to keep her ass right here, small, right by your ass. We're going to keep her right there, okay, to remind you that you was a big ass liar. You are a liar. You sat up there and heard this Johnny Depp case, and you seen this man with a black eye. Instead of you coming out and saying that he prevailed, it was proven that she was the abuser. And since she was the abuser, he's still a victim of the Me Too movement. It was just a matter of who was the victim of the Me Too movement. But that's not what you said. You came out and said that it didn't work. The system is broken. The system is broken because she didn't prevail, because he prevailed and he proved that he was the victim. Fuck it. So how's you for a Me Too when it's only for the women, but the men can get beat down, fucked up, and everything else, as if women are not predators? Order in the court. Order in the court. This liar here, this is a bona fide liar here. And I don't know how many times y'all gonna sit up there and continue to sit up here and advocate and donate to this damn woman. I don't understand. This here is tainting the Me Too movement. Johnny Depp has killed the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement is not much alive. It is very much dead. And we're going to continue to try to kill it even more until these women are sit up there brought to justice, until R. Kelly is free, and we are not going to stop fighting. Just like for 3, 4, 5 years they fought for Bill Cosby and it was overturned. Somebody someday are going to listen to us and know the fraud that you and your movement is about. Order in the court. Because you haven't built no rec centers in these neighborhoods supposed to be for these damaged little black girls in the neighborhood. But the little black girls in the neighborhood had enough damn sense to frame a man and con $2 million out of a school system in a Brian Banks story. These little girls in the neighborhood had the plan to sue R. Kelly and write books and get millions. Then she turns around and sue R. Kelly, talk about he had sex with her underage when she lied about her age. Then turned around and tried to get her money back to be back with him when she was of age. Order in the court. Order in the court, okay? Because let's talk about her. Let's talk about her. Let's talk about her, right? Because this is what you do This is what your ass do, Tarana. You do some of the craziest shit. You do some crazy shit. Okay? Because the government failed to prove Racketeering Act 5, where there is insignificant evidence that the defendant, right? That the defendant used a facility to interstate commerce and knowingly persuade, induce, entice, and coerce Geronda to engage in sexual activity and violate Illinois law that, too, the defendant knowingly committed and prohibited sexual activity, right? So this is the stuff that, hey, don't get mad at us, okay? Let's see if this exhibit. To obtain a conviction under, the government must show that the defendant used a facility to interstate the commerce, which it didn't. Knowingly and persuade, induce, or entice any individual who is younger than 18 years old to engage in sexual activity of a criminal nature, okay? First, the government did not prove that the defendant used a facility to interstate commerce or persuade Geronda to engage in aggravated criminal sexual abuse between May 2009, all right? Then they said in January 2010, the defendant contends that purely interstate use of the cell phone does not constitute the use of a facility to interstate commerce, right? There is a limit of Congress' power to create federal criminal prohibitions and traditionally stated regulated spheres of economic activity, right? So here's what she proved that they didn't do. Now, there's some other shit, right? There's some other shit that's going on. Let me show it. Let me bring it to you, Tarana, because you talk a whole lot of goddamn shit. You talk a whole lot of damn shit. You know what I'm saying? You talk a whole lot of shit. And I want to sit up there and bring some stuff to you. Hold on. I'm going to bring some stuff to you because it's needed. It's needed. Something wrong with your ass. You on some type of shit and it's something that's wrong with you. And I don't know. But let's go and look up some stuff. Let's look up what's going on. Hold on. Let's look up what's going on. Let's see. All right. Let me see if I got it here. Here we go. Let me bring this up. All right. And we gonna start the Dragon Song. We gonna keep playing this shit all day. All right. So we gonna sit up here and we gonna talk about the testimony of your Geronda looking so young. Ain't that how you said it? Okay. Now she said. Now he asking her. The question is the attorney. A is Geronda's answer on line 10 right here. Okay. Now, what date did you terminate in January 2010? I don't recall the exact date, but you recall you told the jury yesterday on that particular day, Rob spat on you. Am I correct? Yes. And he slapped you in the face. Am I correct? Yes. And he made you wipe semen off your face with a cloth. Am I correct? That's incorrect. And she said, and then he said, no, you didn't wipe semen off your face with a t-shirt. Okay. He did make me wipe it off with a t-shirt. He didn't make me wipe it off with a t-shirt. I did. You did. But all of this happened the last time you saw him in a romantic relationship. Am I correct? Yes. And it is your testimony that you have no correct recollection when that date was. Am I correct? So it's sometime in January 2010. Right? Am I right? Remember that now. Remember that. January 2010. That's what she said. Right? So let's go back. Let's go up to let me see. Let me see if I know what a page is. Hold on, let me go. Let me go for, remember that date, 2010 now. Cause I gotta go up some. Hold on, cause we go do this shit. We go definitely do this. Cause this shit is, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of having to breaking down shit and all these lies I'm catching, and I'm hoping that they see. I'm hoping that they see this stuff, right? I am hoping that they see this stuff because they're lying. They're lying so much, and it don't make no sense to lie the way that they do. All right, let me go up to 232. Hold on, let me see. Because I should have had this stuff in order, but I didn't know I was going to add it. Okay. So they asked her about working with the government, right? They asked her about talking to the government because, you know, the government did 233, GX 233. He said, now before coming to give your testimony, let me show y'all. I'm sorry. So he said, I'm on line 20. He said, now before coming and giving your testimony to the jury yesterday, how many meetings had you had with the government? Yeah, you know, the one that did GX233. Y'all shout out GX233 in the chat. Let's keep GX233 going. I don't recall. He said, well, let's see if we can work it out. When the last time you met with the government before coming in, giving testimony to the jury yesterday? Monday. Okay, how long was that meeting? I don't recall. Well, was it 5 minutes? It was longer than 5 minutes. Was it longer than 30 minutes? Yes, it was. Was it longer than an hour? Yes, it was. Was it longer than 2 hours? Yes, it was. So you know it was a long meeting, but you couldn't tell exactly what the date was. That's what they prepared you for. All right? See what I'm talking about? See how much she lied? And then the letter, and the one I just showed you, going back to here, they got her. Let me see. What they say what about her? They said, let me see. What did they call her? Let's listen. The record reflects that Joronda habitually lied about her age. When she was 15 years old, she befriended a 23-year-old woman in whom she would attend the defendant's Illinois state court appearances in 2008. To gain access to the court appearances, Joronda had to demonstrate she was 18 years of age, presumably showing an identification. Oh, she lied to the courthouse. She lied to the courthouse. She lied to the courthouse, y'all. So if R. Kelly's like underage girls, then why do they have to lie about their age? And if she lied to the courthouse, why is the courthouse okay with her lying to them and holding R. Kelly responsible for when she lied to him? Does that make sense? Because if that's the case, the system failed. Government, I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass too. All right. You got the right person here. I'm on that ass. Okay. I'm on that ass. So let's look at what's going on here. Right. Let's look at what's going on here. 24. Let me see. Let me see if 24. Hold on. Let me get back up here and go to page. Let me see. 32. Let's see. Let's see now. Hold on. Let's see. And remember, I told y'all. So remember January 2010, right? Didn't I tell y'all to do that? January 2010. Now, here. This your victim. He said on line 3. But you wrote a book, am I correct? Yes, I did. Any compensations from that book? Yes. How much was the compensation for the book? I don't recall the exact number. If you make a book deal and you get the money, you gonna know the number. Okay, you gonna know how much. You're lying. You're lying. You are lying. You're gonna know how much. Okay. So then she said, well, give me not an exact number. It would be more than 25,000. You know what I'm saying? She said it would be more than 25,000. He said more than 25,000. She said less than 100,000. So more than 25,000, but less than 100,000. That's what she got out of the book deal. These is your victims. You see what I'm saying? These is your victims. These are your victims. These what your victims look like. See, this is what your victims look like. See, she got a book deal, more than 25,000, less than 100,000. This your victim. This is what the fuck y'all believe. This is what y'all call kids. He fucking kids. I ain't know no kids to be this goddamn articulate and smart. You see what I'm saying? These are your kids. You know what I'm saying? The shit don't even make no goddamn sense calling them kids with all this manipulation and lying and shit going on. All this goddamn shit going on. For kids my ass. Shit, I ain't never known no kids to be this goddamn articulate on some stuff. But that's what y'all do. Y'all allowing this shit to happen. Okay, y'all allowing this shit to happen. Now, she done went on here and said some other stuff in this testimony where she said that she settled out of court in February 2010. Yes, she did. She said she settled out of court in February 2010. That's what she said. Okay, she said she settled in 2010. So let me show y'all. Let me see. I think I found it. So he was talking about the lawsuit. Your kids R. Kelly fucking. Yeah, they smart enough that after they fuck them, they get a lawsuit going. These what your kids do. He fucking kids. This is what your pedophilia do. Okay. You know what I'm saying? These are what your kids do. I'm just keeping it a buck. These are what the fuck your kids do. See what I'm saying? They articulate fucking an older man and then knowing to go sue him. These what your kids do. And I think R. Kelly, if he ever get out of this, he need to pay attention. He need to pay a visit to Bubba. Yeah, I think him and that Bubba need to have a talk. You know what I'm saying? If I was him, I'd get in the ring with Bubba. I wouldn't give a damn. He gonna be the next motherfucker to sue me, because I damn sure would put these knuckles on him. For real, for real. Because after she got this lawsuit, she threw him some stacks. Sure did. Sure did. And fucked him too? Really? Fuck him. And we can sue him. Yeah. I peep shit. So in other words, now when was your first lawsuit settled against Rob? I believe it was February 2010. You just goddamn broke up with him in January 2010. Okay? Didn't she say it was January 2010? When he spat on her? You know what I'm saying? When he spat on her, she said it was January 2010. She wiped it off with her shirt. Then she kept the shirt. Like Monica Lewinsky kept the dress. And then it surfaced. That's what they do. That's what they do to humiliate you. Any man. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a buck. All of them got breast implants. I ain't never known kids with these big ass titties like this. You know, I mean, they do come with big titties, but they bought theirs. These are your kids. They fucking. These are your kids. Or he fucking minors and all this and that. They put the shit on y'all. They put the shit on y'all. And I looked at that documentary. I said, something ain't right with this shit. Something just ain't right with this. It just rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I mean? The order in the court, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's show some more of what the kids look like. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly's fucking these kids. Ooh, well, goddamn, these kids. These kids, that's what kids look like. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of these kids. I'm gonna keep showing this shit. These what your kids is looking like. Huh? These what your victims looking like. This what they coming on a computer doing. They looking like this. These your kids. This is what the fuck y'all sit up there and support. You can't say he fucking little kids. You can't, these ain't kids. What kind of kids is these? And then you talk about 13, 14 years old. Ain't nobody, everybody in this motherfucker was 17. That's the magic number. 17 was the magic number. They lied about their age and they knew the sue. And yet the courthouse couldn't even be held responsible. If the courthouse can't even spot a fake ID, how are we supposed to hold Robert Sylvester Kelly to do that? I mean, somebody somewhere is lying. Y'all do a lot of lying around here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of lying going on around here that shouldn't be going on. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. These are what your kids is. And yet, this man going through all this bullshit for that. Look what he's going through. This is you, black men. If you ever get money, if you ever have a lot of women, this is what they go get your ass. You can't even play the lottery. Play the motherfucking lottery and ball out. Play the damn lottery and ball the hell out. And you gonna have all these little black girls in the neighborhood said you violated them. Be a pro ball player and get $1 million deal. You gonna have all these women saying you violated them. All your ex-girlfriends gonna say you violated them. You gonna have to hit the lottery and still dress the way you dress. You better not go out and buy no Phantom. You better not go out and buy no Viper or nothing like that. You better sit up there and buy that hoopty. You better wear them shoes that's lean over to the side. You better not let a motherfucker know your ass is rich. Cause as soon as you do, they coming for you. And it is the Me Too era. And what did she say? Believe her. If it happened to him and Bill Cosby, it can happen to you. And y'all sit up there and said he did all that. But then they tell you he a genius. Then they tell you he spent 18 hours in the studio 18 to 20 hours. Well, it's only 24 hours in a day. How the hell he run all that, do all that in a day's time? I'm not understanding how he do all that in a day's time. Like, you guys are not making no sense, but it's me that's bringing this shit to the forefront. It's Judge Dragon with Spittinfire bringing this shit to the forefront. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to let up off you. Because all y'all set this up. All y'all. Look at this. Look at this. Staged. Look at this. We taking a picture together with the Me Too lady. What kind of shit is that? What kind of fucking victimhood is this? What kind of glorified victimhood here? You can take a picture with me. She's prestige. She's professional. She's the Me Too lady. And look, I'm the Me Too victim. I got my wig on, everything else. Look at that. They fooled y'all. And the jury, they said he was victim. Everybody said, well, he had his day in court. Oh, he done had his day in court with all that evidence that I showed y'all. These jurors were the victim of the Milgram experiment. And I'm going to keep showing y'all the Milgram experiment. I'm going to keep showing y'all that. I'm going to keep showing you the Milgram experiment until you get it in your head that you don't want to be the 65% that's going to follow authority even if they tell you something wrong. Okay? This is what she do. This is what she did. You know what I'm saying? And then just recently, this is recently what she does. She get to talking about this shit. Look at this. Look at this. Y'all see it? There you go.
Curious if you could expand a little bit on a statement that you made online in the aftermath of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp verdict. I think there were so many people talking about how that sort of intersected with the
and the way he talking, you can tell he down with that community.
Quote, the Me Too movement isn't dead. This system is dead. Could you expand on that?
Yeah, I think that we have been in a tennis match, right, for the last several years. Every time there is a verdict, and I have been really clear about this all the way back to the Weinstein trial, when people kept asking me, oh, don't you feel great that Weinstein was found guilty? And I'm like, this is not what the movement is. It's not sustainable to rely on the verdicts from these various trials.
And that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's why you come out and speak. See, you ain't came out and said shit, and you ain't came out and did shit in a long damn time. But then when the verdict come out, they want to have your take on it. What's your intake? Because you work so closely with the ACLU. You's a liar. You's a big head ass liar.
They don't work. For the everyday survivor who is depending on these systems of justice, a lot of times they don't work.
You a lot, yeah, bitch, because you the goddamn one who didn't listen to Jessica Reed. What is you talking about? It didn't work. You're the one who helping it not work. You're the one who helping it not work. You're the one who helping it not work. You're the one. You didn't listen to her. You are part of the system that you're saying that ain't working. And it's your goddamn movement. So how is you gonna sit up there and say something? And see, this is why. Let me show y'all something else. This is why when This is why I took the fire off, because I'm serious about this shit now. This is why I have to sit up there and let you guys see what they do. I can't just get on here and talk about it. I have to let you see it. Contrary to what they do and what they say. If you got a son, you need to be scared. He can't play a pro ball. He can't hit the lottery. He can't be a professional man. You better be scared. The more money he make and get, you better be scared. And you guys are that way because you supported her ass. And you guys were like repeating and reciting the shit that they were saying. Little black girls in the neighborhood. Oh, he was molesting girls for a long time. Just repeating shit without knowing facts. If this case ain't did nothing else, if you ain't learned nothing else from Judge Dragon, learn this. Don't listen to the media and don't repeat that shit that's coming out. And the next motherfucking bitch that's waited years to come out and say some shit, fuck her. When she wants some money and that's the end result, fuck her. Cause ain't no amount of money go get me to take money for you violating my tempo. That's like if you kill me, you could, if I come back to life, you can just pay me. Fuck no, that's my life. If you kill my loved one, no. I know so many people who sue and they don't even want the money, they want their loved ones. Same thought as your tempo. Your body is your temple. If you was violated the way you was violated, I don't want all of that. I want this. This is what she wanted. Didn't sue or nothing. Wouldn't come to her defense. So, I'm saying that to say, right? I'm saying that to say, because I got a lot to say. I had a lot to say today. I'm saying that to say that Judge Dragon have to sit up there and sentence Tarana. I'm going to sentence her. I'm going to sentence her. Right? And this is the shit she said. Hold on. Let me put y'all down. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see what she said. This is what she said about Joe Biden. Okay? This is what she said about Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? This is what she said about Joe Biden. She said that, on the other hand, the defense, Joe Biden should rest on whether or not he's a good guy or only hope. Instead, he could demonstrate what it looks like to be both accountable and electable. So if he's going to be held accountable for something, that means that he's guilty. And if he's guilty, then why would we want him being in the White House? Like, you guys got to think. You want a predator in the White House, but R. Kelly and Bill Cosby got to go to jail. Order in the court. Order in the court. Order in the court. That is some hypocrisy at its best. Hypocrisy at its best. I'm just keeping it a buck. Tarana, I'm hereby resentencing you to additional 500 trillion years of eternal burning hell. Every dent in your face will float in eternal space. Your nappy ass hair will float in eternal space. And you are to shut your lips and your lying ass mouth and quit perpetrating like you helping little black girls in the neighborhood. Order in the court. That's the order. That's the order. And I don't want to see you in my courtroom again, and you keep your ass off of these damn medias. You hear me? I don't want to have to sit up there and roast your ass again, because every time I do, I will have your KRS-One looking ass roasted every and each time. I don't care about no name calling, because you don't care about my men's freedom. Order in the court. Order in the court. That's the order on Judge Dragon, Tarana Burke, bailiffs. I need y'all to get her up out of my courtroom, okay? She is not to come back up in here. And if she do, y'all got to arrest her immediately on the spot and send her to the hell, okay, with Satan, all right? Make sure you send her to hell with Satan, all right? Let him and her fight, because she sit up there and act as if she is one of his disciples anyway. Order in the court, and that's the order. You act like you one of Satan's disciples, you might as well go ahead and burn in eternal hell with him, Tarana Burke. It don't make no sense for a woman to sit up there and not have no cultural obligation and lying about helping sexual assault victims, and I was a victim. If you were such a victim, You ain't sued your own goddamn predator. You remember she said, I was a victim of sexual assault. Why you ain't sue your own fucking predator or his estate? Huh? Tarana, why you ain't do it? I find y'all to be such liars. That's why I don't support y'all and will not. I will always sit up there and side with the truth, and I'm never going to just believe her. That is pathetic of you. It is so pathetic. Again, thank y'all for tuning in to Spitting Fire. You must sit up there, and thank you for wiping your feet off at my door. Okay, you must have cultural obligation, and your men is under attack, as you just seen. Okay, and the lefties and the men like Trevor Noah and the BNC man, they are very lefties and unaware of what it is that's happening to them. Because believe it or not, they wouldn't get no women if they wasn't kissing behind. You understand what I'm saying? And making the money that they were making. But if they ever cross the wrong line, they too will find themselves in a situation. It's all about who you know in this situation. We don't sit up there, and we shouldn't sit up there and mute R. Kelly. We should unmute him, and we should sit up there and ask for every fucking radio station around the world to replay him. As Weinstein movies is still on air, R. Kelly should be still on air. Bill Cosby is still on air. There's no way that somebody could sit up there and be erased and erase everything they created because somebody said something. We don't mute no one, okay? We're not going to be playing God. That's for him to do. You understand? I find that we sit up there and say, mute R. Kelly, but the very same people that tell you to mute R. Kelly, using R. Kelly name, even in that sentence, for gain and profit and donations on that website. So be wary of who you follow and pay attention, because it doesn't even make sense. Order in the court. That's the order in the court for you to not be a victim of the Milgram experiment. And what that is, this here is the Milgram experiment. Before I leave here, I'm going to show y'all this, all right? I'm going to keep on playing it because I need you guys to understand what the Milgram experiment is and what it entails, okay? Because some of y'all act like you don't know, right? You act like you don't know, and we're going to get to the bottom of it, right? We're going to get to the bottom of it. This doesn't belong to me. This belongs to Big History NL, okay? And I'm going to take me off of here as they sit up here and play this. Okay, I'm going to take me off of here, take everybody off of here, as a matter of fact. Hold on. Let me sit up there and take this off. Okay, I'm going to work this out. Make sure y'all pay attention to this, okay, because it's very definitely needed, all right? Let's keep this going, and let's listen to it because it's very informative, only a few minutes long.
When I learn of incidents such as the massacre of millions of men, women, and children perpetrated by the Nazis in World War II, how is it possible, I ask myself, that ordinary people who are courteous and decent in everyday life can act callously, inhumanely, without any limitations of conscience? Now, there are some studies in my discipline, social psychology, that seem to provide a clue to this question. The problem I wanted to study was a little different. It went a little bit further. It was the issue of authority. Under what conditions would a person obey authority who commanded actions that went against conscience? These are exactly the questions that I wanted to investigate at Yale University.
It is May 1962. An experiment is being conducted in the Elegant Interaction Laboratory at Yale University. The subjects are 40 males between the ages of 20 and 50 residing in the greater New Haven area.
Psychologists have developed several theories to explain how people learn. One theory is that people learn things correctly whenever they get punished for making a mistake.
40 years later, Milgram's infamous experiment, obedience, is still taught in classrooms around the world.
All right, teacher, would you take the test and be seated in front of the shock generator, please, in the next room?
But the experiment was rigged.
Very much rigged.
The victim was an accomplice of the experiment. The victim, according to plan, provided many wrong answers. His verbal responses were standardized on tape, and each protest was coordinated to a particular voltage level on the shock generator.
Now, as teacher, you were seated in front of this impressive-looking instrument, the shock generator. Its essential feature is a line of switches that goes from 15 volts to 450 volts, and a set of verbal designations that goes from slight shock to moderate shock strong shock, very strong shock, intense shock, extreme intensity shock, and finally XXX, danger severe shock. Your job, the experimenter explains to you, is a word pair test. If he gets each answer correctly, fine, you move on to the next pair. But if he makes a mistake, you are instructed to give him an electric shock, starting with 15 volts. And you increase the shock 1 step on each error.
That is incorrect. This one will be 195 volts.
The learner was hidden from the teacher by a partition.
Of course, this was all a simulation. Nothing was really happening. But the learner made very convincing sounds of pain as the shocks increased.
This will be at 3:30.
And Milgram found, surprisingly and rather horrifyingly, that the majority of people would actually go right to the very highest level if there was some pressure from a man in a white coat who said things like,
It's absolutely essential that you continue. Continue, please.
Let me out of here. My eyes bother me.
Go on.
Let me out. In fact, about 65% of the people who he studied, who were normal volunteers from the ordinary population, actually gave the maximum number of volts.
This man was one of those 65%.
This one will be 195 volts. The correct one.
Let me out of here.
Slow. Dance.
Let me out of here. My eyes bother me. Let me out of here. You have no right to keep me here. Let me out. Let me out of here. Let me out.
Continue, please.
Let me out of here. My eyes bother me. Let
Go
me
on.
out. Let me out.
So that is to show that people, no matter what, okay, I think it's on. Is it still on? Did it show it? Okay. That people, no matter what, will sit up here, okay, will sit up here and do that. Okay, glad you did look at that forward again, seeing it. You can't hear me? You guys can't hear me? Okay. So a lot of people will sit up here. Yeah. If you sit up here and use authority, people think that authority figure is right all the time. That's why people say the feds, when they got something on you, that mean they got something on you. No, people believe that the government is the authority figure. So they will believe them even if the government says shit like this in GX 233. Had someone actually read that with full comprehension, there's no way they could have found R. Kelly guilty. But because these people was the 65% of the Milgram experiment, they thought that they were telling them the truth. So this is why your men are under attack, okay? This is why your men are under attack. And last but not least, and I just wanted to show you this Milgram experiment. Never ever think at the surface level. And make sure you guys go over to the Blockbender TV experience as he is now live. All right? Thank you guys for tuning in to Spitting Fire. I'll see you over there on the Blockbender.